Good morning. Coming to you live in the gym in Solon Park, New Mexico. This is the 343 commitment and still counting for our brother, firefighter Timothy Welty, off of Fortuna, Favet, Fortibus. Fortune favors the brave. Squad 288 in Maspeth, Queens. Housed with the mothership, Hazmat 1, and the follow-on along with the second piece for Squad 288. This 110 floor Memorial Star climb is to take our brother, firefighter Timothy Welty, who was 34 years of age on 9/11, as response to the worst terrorist attack on U.S. soil, where, because of bravery, valor, and heroism that was shown, upwards of 25,000 were saved. So we have a total of 7 verticals. Once we finish the 7th vertical, we'll be at the 101st floor. We have 9 floors after that for the last and final brother to bring full accountability to Squad 288, part of Special Operations Command of the FDNY. Getting ready to start that first vertical for our brother to go all the way to the top as the 336th brother to be carried. So here we go. Second climb of the tour for our brother, firefighter Timothy Welty. As I said, our brother, from what I read, was 34 years old. He joined the FDNY in 1993. I was actually a sophomore in high school when he got on with the FDNY. And this climb is dedicated to his father and mother, Bill and Adele, to his wife, Delia, who was a school teacher, and to his son and daughter, Jake and Julia. Your son, husband, and father will never be forgotten. So we're taking up Squad 288 for the last time. Part of one of the hardest hit houses in the FDNY, the combination of both Squad 288 and Hazmat Company number 1. Each brother being carried to the very top with honor and respect for the sacrifices that were made so that others could live. So Timothy Welty, it said he was into action sports. He loved bungee jumping, parachuting, rode his motorcycle, and played hockey. And he also played on the bravest volleyball teams with the FDNY. And he traveled around playing volleyball and hockey with the FDNY. It said that he was about to start a construction company, that he had basically gutted his mother Adele's house, the family house, and redid a lot of the molding and everything like that in the house. It said that his son, Jake, at the time he was either 3 or 4 years old, that Delia, his wife, would drop Jake off at the firehouse. And while the guys were having breakfast, it said that Jake would tunnel around the station. Our brother will never be forgotten. Taking each and every one of the 343 in the initial commitment to the very top. And right now, this is the last and final climb to bring full accountability to Fortuna Favet Fortibus, Squad 288, there in Maspeth, Queens. Fortune favors the brave. Each and every one having their story shared for anyone who wants to listen, so they do not just become a name on a plaque and a picture on a wall. For his wife Delia and his children Jake and Julia, your husband and father will never be forgotten. Something I found interesting, it said when our brother was 15 years old, his father Bill walked into the garage and found Tim with a vehicle propped up and a bunch of car parts laying around. And it turns out that Timothy was actually trying to do a brake job on the vehicle. Something that his father said he didn't know he had as much knowledge on that as what he did. Our brother was also known to be a philosopher. It said that he would listen to couples when they would have a chance of arguing, and it said that he would not only listen to one side, but he would wait until he heard both sides before coming to a decision on how he was able to help him. For our brother, who responded to the worst terrorist attack on U.S. soil on 9/11, 2001, 19 years ago, he will never be forgotten. We're carrying him up right now for his 8 years of service to the citizens of New York. As I said, our brother got on with the FDNY in 1993. His last assignment with Fortuna Favet Fortibus, Squad 288, out of Maspeth, Queens, housed with the mothership, Hazmat Company 1, citywide hazmat. And this is his climb. My halfway mark was actually for Lieutenant Ronald Kerwin of Squad 288. And for the ILP family, the squad's about to be completed. The last member for accountability in this Memorial Climb series is going to the top right now with firefighter Timothy Welty, for his father Bill, his mother Adele, his wife Delia, and his children Jake and Julia. And it said Julia was only, I think, a month old at the time. But it also said that when Jake was younger, that Timothy had already gotten him a set of blades so he could teach him how to play hockey. Our brother and his story being shared on this stair climber in stairwells, stadiums, coliseums, on the road, in biking, in running. They will never be forgotten. Coming up on the 20th anniversary, we're keeping our promise and our commitment to always remember and to never forget. Their story will be shared for anybody who wants to listen and learn. They will not just become a name on a plaque or a picture on a wall. Another interesting thing I found when doing the research on our brother Timothy Welty, it said that he was very fit In fact, he could do 2-finger push-ups, and he can pick up a ball with a straight arm that's very heavy. So, for our brother who was fit and into the extreme sports, parachuting, bungee jumping, skiing, playing hockey, and as I said, playing volleyball, both volleyball and hockey for the FDNY. Our brother will always be remembered. Pushing him up with honor and respect. The 336th time we've gone vertical. We're down to 7 brothers on completion of this climb. One at a time, their story shared for their families, the FDNY, and our country. Taking them up all the way to the very top. For our brother, Timothy Welty, we're going vertical. For Fortuna, Favet, and Fortibus, Squad 288, Fortune favors the brave. The last brother, upon completion of this climb, to bring full accountability to the squad. So the squad is part of Special Operations Command. The Special Operations Command, as with yesterday's climb, for David Weiss, firefighter with Rescue Company 1, involves the heavies. Rescue 1 Outstanding, Rescue 2, the Bulldogs, Rescue 3, Big Blue, Rescue 4, the Popeye, and Rescue 5, Blue Thunder. The squad's technical rescue specialists in high angle, low angle, confined, trench rescue, and a little bit of hazmat involvement, along with Hazmat Company 1 citywide, which is the mothership, the follow-on, and the Marine units. That comprises Special Operations Command, the rescue squads, Hazmat, and the Marine units. And our brother gave 8 years of service to the citizens of New York. His last response on 9/11 was Squad 288 out of Maspeth, Queens. As I said, one of the hardest hit stations between Hazmat Company 1 and Squad 288. For our brother, firefighter Timothy Welty, we climb. We share his story, so he will not just become a lost memory, a name on a plaque, or a picture on a wall. Our brother will live on through his legacy, through his family, and his story. Dedicated to his mother and father, Bill and Adele, to his wife, Delia, and his children, Jake and Julia. Right now, it's his climb, taking our brother all the way, symbolically, to the top of the towers, carrying him with me right now to finish his footsteps as those who've gone before him. Another thing I found interesting during the research, it was said that our brother responded to a 3-alarm fire, and he was carrying a pre-connect in this fire. While he was carrying the pre-connect, it said the nozzle came off, and instead of bailing out, because he wasn't going to do that. Our brother put his hand over the hose line, and it said he spritzed the fire since he didn't have a nozzle. So he still fed fire, regardless. Our brother will never be forgotten. He will always be remembered, and his story will be shared. Coming to you live in the gym in Sunland Park, New Mexico. This is the 343 commitment, and still counting, 110 floors for our brother, firefighter Timothy Welty, off Squad 288, down to Mespeth, Queens. Fortuna, Favet, Fortibus. Fortune favors the brave. The last and final brother to bring full accountability to Special Operations Command, Squad 288. The initial 343 commitment with the 336th climb, down to 7 brothers left to reach the top. Before the end, still counting. Those who worked the pile on ground zero for days, weeks, and months, until almost 9 months later, when the last beam was removed and placed into the 9/11 Memorial Museum. Those who succumb to 9/11 illnesses and cancers. Those who made the ultimate sacrifice after the recovery effort to bring resolve to our country. They will never be forgotten. And God willing, I will take up as many as I can carry, one at a time, until I physically can't do this anymore. This is why we climb. To share their stories, their legacies, to always remember and to never forget their families, the FDNY, and our country. So we have last 2 verticals coming up shortly on this 110th floor memorial stair climb for the last brother of Squad 288. Taking him up with honor and respect for the 8 years of service given to the citizens of New York. For our brother, who was a husband to Dahlia, a father to his children, Jake and Julia. It said Jake was between 3 and 4 years old, and Julia was an infant on 9/11. Your husband and father will never be forgotten. His sacrifice will be remembered. Jake and Julia would be in their like 20s right now, coming up on the 20th anniversary. He will never be forgotten. Our brother was very fit, as I said. He was able to do 2-finger hold-ups and push-ups, and it said he could bring a heavy ball off the ground with a straight arm. It said he did a bunch of repairs on the family house for his mother Adele, and he was going to start his own construction company following all the work he did on the moldings and everything in the house. Your son, husband, father, our brother, to any siblings in the Welty family. This climb is dedicated to your family. Right now, we're about to hit the second and last of the verticals for this 110 floors in honor and respect for the sacrifices made so that others could live. Upwards of 25,000 were saved because of bravery, valor, and heroism that was shown on 9/11 and that followed from the rescue to the recovery effort to bring resolve as much as they could to the families, the FDNY, to our country, where on 2001, 9/11, we made a commitment to always remember and to never forget. And unfortunately, the country seems to want to move that direction. But it's our responsibility. It's our promise that we made, our commitment that we will always remember our brothers, their stories, their legacies, their families. We will never forget. It's just how it is. This journey started close to 5 years ago now. At 16, taking the single brother up and telling the stories. And right now, we're coming up on the last 7 of our brothers after today's climb is finished. For firefighter Timothy Welty, who played on the bravest hockey and volleyball teams. He was teaching his son, Jake, how to play hockey. It said he had already gotten him some blades and he was working with him. It also said our brother could sit there for hours on end with his son, just talking to him. Your dad will never be forgotten. His story will live on through your lives and through our sharing on this stairwell, this stair climber, in stairwells, in coliseums, on the road, in runs and cycling events. They will always be remembered and never forgotten, not only in the United States, but across the world. In 9/11 memorial events, taking our brother on this last and final vertical before we get to the 101st floor. And it's only 9 floors after that. For our brother who is very attuned to action sports and loved riding his motorcycle, loved parachuting, bungee jumping, skiing, playing hockey. Our brother will never, ever be forgotten. The last brother of Squad 288, Fortuna, Favet, Fortibus, Fortune Papers are brave. Housed in Mouthwith, Queens, with Citywide Hazmat Company 1, the Mothership, and the follow-on. One of the hardest hit houses. The last and final brother of Squad 288. Part of Special Operations Command, along with the rescues. Manhattan, Rescue 1 Outstanding. Brooklyn, Rescue 2, the Bulldogs. The Bronx, Rescue 3, Big Blue. Queens, Rescue 4, Popeye. And Staten Island, Rescue 5, Blue Thunder. The squads from all different boroughs. Squad 1, Squad 18, Squad 41, Squad 61, Squad 252, and Squad 288, from those that I can recall at this moment. Along with the Marine unit, we now made the last and final vertical. 9 floors left. And our brother will bring us to full accountability for the Squad 288. Housed in Maspeth, Queens. For our brother, this is dedicated to his mother and father, Adele and Bill, to his wife, Delia, and his children at the time, in the young adults now, Jake and Julia. It said that Delia was a school teacher who would drop Jake off at the firehouse, and Jake would be toddling around while the brothers would be eating breakfast. I have been to Hazmat Company 1, Squad 288, in Maspeth, Queens. I paid my respects to the brothers there. Their memorial is breathtaking. As most, everyone that I've seen when I've been there in person. To the finish, this 110 floors from the halfway mark, carrying up Lieutenant Ronald Kerwin, to now the last brother of Squad 288, Firefighter Timothy Welty, who got a start with the FDNY 93. Squad 288 responded on 9/11. Our brother, it said, was 34 years of age. His 8 years of service will never be forgotten. This is why we climb. Coming to you live in the gym in Solon Park, New Mexico. This is the last and final floor for Fortuna, Favet, Fortibus, Squad 288, housed with Hazmat Company 1, Maspeth, Queens. The last brother to bring full accountability to the squad. And we're there. Firefighter Welty, rest easy, brother. We'll take it from here. You will never, ever be forgotten.